What's going on, you guys? Thank you for viewing and listening to the Verse Podcast. Moving down the road, guys, and it is what a wonderful year festival, guys. Today, we have in studio is Brian Erickson.
I'm out there writing the punchline. Follow you, unfollow me. I'll take your sincerity. Trade for one of those sweetheart deals going around. Help me see my trouble through. Don't see I'm addicted to. And I'm feeling pretty lit. Hello. Nice to join the both of you.
Nice for you to be here, man. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I feel welcome, you know? I'm not going to lie. I feel very welcome.
Yeah.
This is good. There's a lot of warmth in the studio. I appreciate you having me.
Brian Erickson from The Extensions, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that band?
Yeah, we formed in kind of toward the end of 2018, and we've put a couple records out. It's myself, Pete Stern on the drums, Becca Cristino on guitar, Will Blakey on the bass, and Lisa Lovell on the keyboards.
Amazing. And genre of music?
Like rock, power pop, kind of that
Love
sort
it.
of thing. Indie, I guess, is what what the aging millennials call it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We try to have a good time with it either way, no matter what you call it. We just try to have a good time, try to interact with with whoever's in the room with us.
Great. Top 5 inspirations that you guys lean to when you write music.
Our top 5 inspirations for our band are getting to the venue on time, making sure the audience enjoys themselves,
Yeah.
writing good songs, paying everybody fairly, and making sure people remember our name when
Right.
they walk out the door. That's our top 5
Great.
inspirations.
Is there any
And Prince.
Yeah. Is there any bands that you lean towards for as inspiration to your music writing, or?
Well, yeah, that bonus was and Prince. But, yeah,
Prince.
Yeah,
I thought you said Prince, like a Prince, like
Prince, like a printing press.
Yeah.
No, Prince, like the person.
Oh, Prince. Okay.
Who plays guitar and sings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's Prince, and that's one because I've said his name like 5 times. But anybody who writes good stuff, like I can't speak for the other 4, but I know some among us, like Incubus or Queens of the Stone Age
Love
or
it.
Michael
Incubus.
Jackson or Elliott Smith or Real Estate, or I like that's among everybody, and I really like Father John Misty. I like his new album. But like the Beatles and Bowie and all that, and
Nice.
Joni Mitchell, anybody who writes good songs, like that's really where we, where we gravitate toward.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Whole
Like
classic blend there. I like it.
leaning into a lot of pop, which is great. Michael Jackson's obviously a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
Our theme color is purple Rain.
There it
Prince.
is.
What's your favorite Prince song?
Raspberry Beret.
Raspberry Beret.
Yep, that
Kind
came
of
up last
kind you
weekend.
find in the secondhand store. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So your writing process for your music, how do you go from starting the song into finishing?
Usually, and I actually found out that this is not all that uncommon, but for myself, I will usually have like a guitar or piano,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll kind of mouth some sounds. I'll play something and kind of like, and I'll just like let a word
Like melody.
like develop. Like I'll have a melody and then I'll just kind of let some words develop, and eventually they kind of all make sense. But that's it. Like if you're looking for the nuts and bolts of it, like how does something come out of your like brain or your subconscious and into the world, like that's just how it's done. But I can't explain where that comes from necessarily. It's just a sort of just sort of something that happens. Like some people can build this table in a way that it never falls apart, or it's never sort of out of balance. yeah, the songs just sort of happen when I'm kind of fiddling around on an instrument and, like I said, mouthing sounds that become words, that become sentences, that become verses.
Great. What's your most memorable moment with the band so far since 2018, you said, right?
Most memorable moment with the band so far? That's a good question. I think we were playing at the well, there's a couple. Like for myself personally, one of my favorite just things that happened was we were playing at the Asbury Hotel a few years ago, and it was in the fall of 2021. And, the COVID wave, it wasn't over, but it kind of receded enough, and live shows were just starting to pick back up, and it was really, really full, and everybody was just happy to be there. You couldn't really move around too much. And in the middle of one of our songs, like a bunch of people just like picked me up and carried me around while I'm like playing guitar. And so that was a lot of fun. But I mean, for me, really, like it's the togetherness of the band. Like that was just like my personal favorite thing. But I think in general, speaking for the band, I think it's just like that constant camaraderie, that sense that you're all in something together, for good, for bad, for indifferent. That's sort of a memory and like a sense that continues to replenish itself.
If that makes family bond type of situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. During those COVID times, not being able to go to outdoor. I mean, I remember the first outdoor show I went to was, it wasn't Asbury. It was Atlantic City Beer Fest.
Okay.
And I remember
those. I remember those when they were doing those.
Yeah, they had it outdoor, and I remember it was like I think like during like in the middle of COVID, they started letting people like out, but they're only setting a little bit of tickets. I remember it was at night in Atlantic City outdoor, and then they completely shut down again.
Yeah.
And you couldn't go to shows, so you were just like itching to go to those shows.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was just amazing getting out to shows and like people's energy coming out to all those venues and stuff. And
it was a real like fever pitch. Like people were just itching to do it, and it was a good time to be in a band at that point.
Is there any festivals that you've been to recently, or any concerts you've been to recently?
I actually saw the Hold Steady at Brooklyn Bowl last night. They do the Hold Steady has been a band for 20 years, and they every December they do something called Massive Nights. They don't need my help, but they do like a 4 or 5 night stand at Brooklyn Bowl every year. And I've been going every year more or less since they've been doing it.
That's amazing.
So I've seen them, and I'm not one of those big, like I see a band or I follow them on tour and stuff, but this is just my little tradition that I have every year. That I like to go up there and do that.
That's kind of like with me with really Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
I saw him at Riot Fest in Chicago. A couple months back in September.
Still want to go to that festival. I haven't been. I was supposed to go one year. Oh, no, that was Lollapalooza that was there. I was supposed to go.
You should go if you're able to go. If you can make it happen, do it. I went by myself.
They had a great time. Bill.
Yeah, I went on Saturday, and within like a 4-hour span, I saw Beck, Spoon, St. Vincent, Manchester Orchestra, Taking Back Sunday, what's the band, Pavement, and what's the band that's not doing anything anymore? No Effects.
They had their last show this year.
It was this year.
Yeah, and so I got to see all those bands and just walk around, and and the good thing about going to see No Effects is like, they're like, oh yeah, I didn't stay for their whole set because you're bopping around at a festival, but No Effects, you see them for like 10 minutes and they play like 13 songs.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is great. Like I said, like, oh yeah, I saw about 13 songs of theirs, and it's like, yeah, I just didn't even have to stay that long.
I can't even remember if I wish I saw No Effects, but can't remember if I ever saw them at like a Warped Tour or something.
I haven't.
I think it was like Aquabats. I don't think I've seen No Effects, but
so that's like that. Like the benefits of being in that festival atmosphere. It's like you have so much diversity, number one, and then just like the ability to go see who you want, when you want, and
yeah. It's it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The only reason I
like
say
that
Taking
stuff.
Back Sunday is like the yearly thing is because they always do that holiday show.
They
at
just played
Starland
last
Ballroom.
night.
They're playing
Oh, did
tonight
they?
too.
Tonight too.
They do 2 nights in a row, and then they have like a pop-up shop the next day in the morning where vendors come in, and I think they set up like in the parking lot. And then Taking Back Sunday does like an acoustic show during the day.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. I grew up on Long Island, and I
Oh,
remember
great
when
music
Taking
scene.
Back. I remember Taking Back Sunday, Brand New, and the Movie Life when they were like,
Movie Life just played last night.
yeah, they just played
House of Independence.
Yeah, House of Independence. Yeah, Jamaica Next.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember all those.
Jamestown, 94 West.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
I remember when all those bands were coming up.
Yeah. All the New Jersey scene, Census Fail, Saves the Day.
Oh yeah, Thursday. What was it? What was that band? Pensy Prep. Shout out to Pensy Prep.
Yeah. The old school emo pop punk days. Bloomfield Ave Cafe, Hamilton Ave Cafe.
Paulson.
Yeah.
Those guys.
Yeah. Old school. And they're coming back with a Warped Tour this year. We actually just did a show in Gramercy with a tribute Warped Tour band.
Cool.
So it was cool to hear all like, what was it? Taking Back Sunday, obviously, Census Fail, Paramore, All American Rejects, all those
Classics.
pop punk bands from back
Straight
in the
Light
day.
Run.
Straight
I like
Light
those
Run.
guys.
There we go.
What are they so upset for? I'm like, guys, what are you so upset for? What's the matter?
Angsty teen days.
Yeah, so upset? What's the matter?
The
All
Used.
Running Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Used was another one that was pretty out there.
Yeah.
Thrown up on stage. So when you guys have a show with how do you guys prepare for live shows? Usually you guys have rituals.
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll, you know what okay, I'll give you this.
Yeah.
I have done this before. If we're playing like a bigger place, we'll sort of huddle up, the drums are usually in the back, so the drummer's always seated, and then the other 4 of us will kind of huddle around the drums, and I will look at everybody, and we'll kind of put our hands in, and I'll say, we are here because we belong here. We're here because we belong here. We're here because we belong here. And I know it sounds a little funny to say it repetitiously like that, but I think a lot of the time, especially at this level, because like, let's be honest, like we're not famous. We're not even fame-ish. And a lot of the time I like to differentiate when, you say like, oh yeah, I saw, like when, you're saying I saw the Hold Steady, or you saw the Movie Life or something. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I went to see like a real band the other night. But I think there is a lot of imposter syndrome at this level specific. I mean, there's imposter syndrome everywhere, but I think specifically at this level, at like a local level, or maybe at best a regional level, there is this sense that what we do, or where we play, or the scene in with which we engage, is not as valid as those that are engaged by bands that are several levels above us. Whether it's the Movie Life, or the Hold Steady, or Taking Back Sunday, or Prince, right? Level up and up and up and up. And so I think it can be reassuring for that little imposter syndrome in all of us, and in myself too, no greater than any of the band members, than that's in myself, to kind of look at each other, look at this bond, these people that we chose to kind of create with, and say, yeah, we are here because we belong here. And that tends to kind of be helpful, and say, yeah, you know what, we do belong here. We are we are peers with whoever else is playing here. We were given this time in this place on this stage for a reason, and those reasons are valid. So yeah, if that's the one little like ritual, because I guess I didn't really think of it as a ritual when you were saying it. But that would be the one thing I would say. Yeah, we're here because we belong here, and that's what I'll
those
what I'll
positive
say to
affirmations.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're giving yourself.
So that's what we say in the huddle before the shows.
That's great. What was the last show you guys played?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I do know. We played at the Prudential Center.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a fun one. That's where the New Jersey Devils also play.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they started doing shows there, right? Like
Yeah. So we played on the concourse in between periods, and
nice.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last show we played. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that.
That's great.
Yeah, that was
Newark,
a good one.
New Jersey. Yeah.
Must have been a fun atmosphere.
It was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. A lot of people there.
Yeah. With that being said, what's your favorite show that you've your band has played?
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, geez Louise. I mean, not to say, but actually because we're doing it this year, but the What a Wonderful Year shows that we played in 2021 and 2022, like we did those back to back. Those were both like awesome.
Yeah.
I think the one we did in 2022 is probably maybe slightly better, but yeah, I don't know. Those are great because there tends to be like it's a community event, so you don't have to like the whole community, the whole town and stuff like kind of comes out. So it's not just up to us, like, it's a big card, a big lineup. So it's not just up to one or two bands to promote. You get like 8 bands. So you tend to kind of sell the room out. So you have a sold out room. You have everybody's attention more or less. We handed out bubble guns in secret because it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. We handed out bubble guns to some people in the audience. So before our set, and it made for some nice photos, and it made for a really fun like atmosphere and something to really engage with people. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, and we played. We played all right.
That's amazing. So lyrically, what do you usually write about in your music? Is there like a certain topic or message with like any of your albums?
I like to I write lyrics in a sort of observant fashion that can sometimes be misconstrued as autobiographical, because there's a lot of like I don't write too many story songs with like there once was a woman who da 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 da, or there once was a guy who named whatever. There's a lot of I feel this or you felt that, or it's a lot of like first person, but that doesn't mean it's like about me specifically. It just means I don't have the skill set to write from like a third person perspective. But as far as what that stuff is about, it tends to kind of just be observational.
See like somebody walking down the street, like their point of view type of situation.
Well, no, it's more like I wrote a song a long time ago. It's not an extension song, but I wrote a song called Wonderful Love. That's about a couple I knew that got divorced, and because someone was having an affair. And so like to give you an idea of like the song was
I gotta listen to that.
Yeah, I mean the lyric for that was like, welcome to Stranger Land, population 2 or 3, where you and I apologize for who I used to be.
Oh, I like that.
That's really good. Yeah.
Wow, that's catchy.
And that was,
we need t-shirts of that.
So that, but that's not about me.
Yeah,
because
no, it's not.
I've never been married, and so ergo I've never been divorced. But just kind of seeing that,
putting yourself in the shoes,
and say, yeah, like putting myself in someone else's situation, or even like empathetically, because it wasn't like you did something really wrong. It's like, yeah, we're trying to fix this, so you and I apologize for who I used to be. Like there's an acceptance there that like, yeah, we're still kind of in this. You'll have to listen to the rest of the song to find out.
What was the name again of that?
It's called Wonderful Love. I had a band a long
check
time
it out,
ago
guys.
called the Paper Jets, and
Paper
that was
Jets?
a Paper
That's a cool
Jets
name. I
song.
like that name, Paper Jets.
Thanks.
This reminds me of elementary school flying the planes around.
Yeah.
It's a cool name. It gives it like that aggressive, like kind of.
But,
Oh, I know.
It's cool.
Yeah, so but that's to give you an idea. I actually don't like reciting my own lyrics, but I think that kind of
like
kind of gives
that.
you an
Yeah,
idea of
yeah,
like
that
the
was
point
good.
of it, to say like putting yourself in a situation and writing from that situation, even if I think that works better than saying, here's my two people that I knew who got divorced, like, and now they're kind of walking it back and saying they're sorry or something, like it just,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It makes more sense to do it the other way. At least to me, because there are people who are way better at writing songs than I am that could probably write it completely with complete removal,
Yeah.
And that's just something I've not really been able to engage with. So, you hide your weaknesses, right? If you can't, I feel like if I'm like hooping, I can't go to my left. So I gotta kind of like do a little crossfade or something,
Yeah.
try and hide it.
I like that though. That like, even though it's not what you're going through, you're still trying to help people like in that position, and like seeing like helping them out in that sort of position. That's, oh my God, I can't even imagine. Hard to get through.
I mean, it's also, it can be a something like that particular song. Like there's a little bit of empathy in there.
Is there a second one you can give us also?
The Extensions have a song called Follow You, Unfollow Me. And it's about, relationships we make on the internet. And there's like the second chorus is, it's look away, forget my name, hold ourselves while we remain fastened into all the images we put upon. Maybe this will prove to help my persona v myself, just like a joke that I'm not in on.
Nice. There we go. Another one.
So, and that's just, about the, like we live different lives online or in public than we do privately. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you're always having to parse who you present yourself as against who you actually are.
Yeah.
And
what you see online is not the real person.
And sometimes those wires get crossed, and that's when things get a little get a little wonky.
That's that imposter syndrome we were talking about before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to kind of bring it back.
Yeah.
But and I guess all that to say, I actually try very hard to I actually work very hard on lyrics and to try to make them a little obtuse, but still, singable and in a way that they make sense, even if and I try to do that. And again, whether or not I actually accomplish that is up to whoever listens to it, and wrap it around something that feels catchy, and that's really the job of the rest of the band.
And all those songs will be performed at Wowie.
We'll do Follow You, Unfollow Me. The other song, the older song, we're not gonna do that because that's not our band. So that's something else. But that Follow You, we'll definitely do that one. That's a regular.
How long have you been songwriting for?
20 years.
20 years. That's awesome. So the last band, what was it called again?
The Paper Jets. We were there. We were together from 2008 to 2018, and then the Extensions just picked right up after that.
Nice, that's good. And that was a long time before that, 2008, 2018. Wow.
Yeah. I'm kind of an old guy.
Well, no. What was the style of music in your previous band?
It was kind of similar, like power pop, a little more on the rock side or indie rock side. Like the Extensions definitely get a little dancier.
Nice.
So.
Okay, great. That's good. That's good to hear.
So,
you have an Instagram to shout out.
At the Extensions Band. That's our, we're at the Extensions Band all over the damn place. Instagram, Facebook. I think we're on Blue Sky now.
Yeah, I heard of Blue Sky. I heard of it yesterday. I never heard of it before.
Yeah, and we're on all those things.
It's like a new Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Like that? Yeah.
So.
Spotify, anything like that?
The Extensions, and I also have some solo stuff there as Brian Erickson.
You have
but
solo
yeah,
stuff too.
yeah, but the extensions, that's where you want to go, because we have an EP coming up at the end of December.
End of December.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, December 20th.
Just
It's called
in time.
Gravitas.
What was it called?
Gravitas.
Gravitas. All
Yeah.
right. Amazing.
Yes.
And for What a Wonderful Festival, where can they get tickets?
You can get them on the Wonder Bar website.
Nice.
And you can get one-night tickets for Friday. That's when we're playing. Or what I'd encourage you to do is get tickets for both nights, Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
You get to see 20 different, artists and bands.
Definitely do both nights, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much, Brian, for
Thanks
coming
for having
in.
me.
Thank you for taking
been
the
great.
time today on a Saturday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then also, Brian used to do his own show back in the day. We just
Oh,
found
goodness.
out.
Yeah.
So he has
I did.
more of a radio voice than I do.
There's the Brian Erickson rabbit hole is deep, but not that substantial. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say you need to go too far down. Just
if
check
people
out
want
the
to see what's the name,
extensions.
what was it called, the show?
It was called One More with Brian Erickson,
Well,
and
that's a good name.
but it was kind of just like this,
Yeah.
where we talked to local artists and creatives and stuff.
Amazing.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
That show might come back, guys.
That show will not be coming back. That show will not be coming back. I'm sorry to say.
Well, then you're going to be seeing
Because
Brian.
we have this here.
Yeah.
So why do we need that when we have a wonderful public service you two are doing?
Yeah. Just
There you
starting
go.
in this new studio, guys. Third interview in the new studio. We used to do it back in North Jersey.
Okay.
And then we moved to Asbury. So
Oh,
we're here
yeah,
now.
Welcome to Monmouth County.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Nice.
you so
More
much,
welcome.
Brian. Brian, thank you for coming in. Buy those tickets.
Yeah.
Go check them out on Friday, right? The 27th?
Friday the 27th.
27th, guys, at the Wonder Bar. All right. Thanks, Brian. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Pleasure.